What's up, guys? It's Zippity Doodad. It's Tuesday. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Tonight we're going to talk about DVC. There's a lot of questions I have about it. My good friend Steve's here to answer them and hopefully answer them, right, Steve?
I'm going to try.
You're going to try, man. But before we get to that, I just want to say thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. And I just want to say thank you for Dean over at theliveplace.com. He hosts over 75 family-friendly channels, including ours, and he means the world to us. We love Dean, and I got a little note on Dean in a second. But go check him out over at theliveplace.com and Dreamers Empire. Also, want to give a quick shout-out to my brothers, the This and That crew. One of them's here right with me now, and we go live Wednesdays at 9 p.m. on the This and That channel. Tomorrow night, we are doing part 2 of our trip recap. Can't wait to do it. We're going to start, Steve, back with the mini golf because I think that's where we left off. But I feel like we should talk about the mini golf, maybe right where who won, and then we'll go forward from there. So that's where I think we'll start tomorrow night.
Is that it? Just who won? We'll start there. For those who missed it last week, he crushed it. Only 2 away from the course record for the day. So
and I think you and I were the only 2 that knew that. Maybe Dale going into the last hole, and I was trying to birdie that last hole. But anyway, we'll talk about that tomorrow night, along with Steve and Shep, who are also complete the This and That crew, who aren't with us today,
or Dave,
and we'll be there tomorrow night. Can't wait for that. And also want to shout out Meg, my partner channel over at MickeysMagic. She goes live on Mondays with Magical Mondays with Meg. She's amazing. Real quick, guys, this is a great lineup tonight. So we're only going to go for an hour. We have a lot to cram in. I have a lot of questions. Then at 7:30, Jim from More Sunshine, please, is going live. 8 o'clock, Walt and Melissa is going live with Disanity. Is that who they're going live with? Disanity for Never Have I Ever, which I love. I think we should do that as well because there's a lot of things that we haven't done in Disney. Mm-hmm. So check them out at 8 o'clock. And then at 9 o'clock, this is really cool. This is with Dean over at theliveplace.com. Over at theliveplace.com. Dean, Rob, and More Sunshine, please. Jim is going to premiere their show, The Fifth Gate. So I can't wait for that. We're going to have everyone over there. That's going to be a great show. And that's it. Steve, you got anything, buddy?
Nope. Just thank you to everybody for coming.
Yes, thank you. Oh man, I forgot about the chat. I got to go through the chat now.
I got you covered. I got you covered if you need it.
All right. I love to give you a Tuesday off when I do this. Let me see if I need to call in my relief. I'll let you know. We have Mike Wheeler first, as always. Samantha Lowe, Stacy Rogers, Donna Jawelski, Dances with Goofies, Kay Atwood. Everyone's talking to each other. Timothy Raymond is. Boom, boom, boom. Donna Anderson Folan, how are you? Cuz Pam's fam, what's going on? I said Dances with Goofies, right?
Yep.
Captain Akron 27, what's going on? Carlos, the Disney World Freaks here. T. Marie Photography, how are you? LSU Mom, Marshmallow Man, what's going on, buddy? Herschel Linney.
Yep, it's Margie.
Margie, what's going on? Thank you guys all for being here. Really appreciate it. Jersey Mike's here. What's going on, Mike? Thanks for popping in. Tina McNeil. Nicole C. What's up? Nicole, she's an expert at DVC. We're a partner. We're a team. I wish she would come up here. She's, I think, cooking dinner, but I'm hoping she pops in because I'm probably going to sound stupid and she's going to come save the day. It just jumped. It just jumped. Hold on 1 second. Kadani Sean. Mama Mouse, what's going on? Dreamer Deborah, Alex Brenner, Mike, what's that? Polito, Jill Defer. Did I get everyone, Steve? Candy Mom, Blue Nose, what's going on? It just jumped again.
Did you get Dreamer Deborah?
Yep. R. Johns is here.
Just another Disnerd, Stevie Lee, Pearl Manhattan, and Michelle Levine.
I didn't get them. Thank you for covering that.
Gotcha.
You're the man.
You're the man.
Okay, so DVC. Let me just quickly break it down for you why we haven't been DVC yet. So we've been to Disney like most people know 11 times, or I've been 11 times, and it'll be coming up on 3 years this May. It's a lot of times we've been very fortunate enough to go. We've been annual pass holders. That's what kind of jump started us. and trying to get our money's worth. So anytime we found flights that were under $100 with JetBlue nonstop, we would jump on them. We stayed at all different resorts, Valley Resorts, Deluxe, and DVC resorts and everything through David's DVC Rentals. And Nicole's a number cruncher. She's crunched the numbers, and it just seemed like it worked out better for us that we weren't DVC at that time. It so my whole thing is with DVC is I know the point system, and when you buy into it, it's pretty much if you use your points, and you're basically getting about a week. Am I right, Steve? You basically get a week with that. I mean, you can carry, you can.
It completely depends on how you do it.
True. Well, average pretty much. I mean, if you
anywhere from 7 to 10 days.
Okay, so it's basically kind of like one trip. I guess you could break it down in 2 trips. So I don't know. I just felt like it was a lot for us to only go for that 1 week, and and we wanted to keep going. So I was like, well, I could use that money to go on all those other trips that year instead of that one trip. Now, now we went to the Riviera. I have all this information. We sat in on the DVC tour. We're pretty close to almost joining DVC. We took everything home. We're gonna talk about it. And I want DVC now, especially when I found out the perk about. I didn't realize until last week. I think Nicole knew that you can actually if you buy direct, you can get the resident rate for an annual pass holder, which is huge now that the pass holder has gone up. Steve told me there's a little bit of a loophole. Do you want to jump into that real quick, Steve, before we get
so you can get the pass holder rate, which is the gold rate for $6.99, I think it is. So you can get the gold, but it has a few blackout dates, which generally would not affect you or I. It's the week of Christmas, I believe. And I think it's also the week of spring break. So that may affect you down the line with spring break, but that's where it affects. Now the difference is that's
because when I go back to college, I'm going to go there.
Yeah, exactly. But that's only for the gold pass. So if you want the platinum pass, which is the one that we already have anyways, you're only going to save $100 basically off every pass is what it is. The difference being in the pass holder market is that you can purchase the gold pass, which is like a Florida resident only pass, and it's about $6.99 somewhere in there, but it's still a gold pass. I don't know what the major difference is between the gold and the platinum, but it is still an annual pass. So it is beneficial.
What's up, Shep? He said April school break.
Yeah. Which is spring break.
Spring break. Well, I thought March was typically spring break, but I guess for the kids.
It depends on where it is. And what they do is they have the week that's typical for Florida and most tourists.
Okay.
Here it's March here as well. But for across the country, the official spring break is generally at the beginning of April.
Cool. Brandy's here. What's up, Brandy?
Yeah.
Julie's
you also have iHeart, Disney, Cricket, Fox, and Wendy Watt all here as well.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Julie. Oh, you said Julie. Never mind.
Yep.
So basically, your points you mentioned too, you can get. So if you're going to buy a 100-point contract, which you could always add on, you could always retract if you want to. But at a 100-point contract, the minimum number of points that you can spend for a room is 8 points a night, and then you can get that at the Animal Kingdom, and I think it's either Old Key West or Saratoga, depending on the time of year it is. So if you were in essence going to go during when it's only those seasons, you could get 12.5 days out of 100 points. Now, if you want the benefits to DVC and you want to buy that 100-point contract, you could always add on. Like I had a 50-point contract for $5,000. So you don't have to spend an exuberant amount of money if you just go through resale for that. But I would recommend, in my own opinion, 200 to 225. But only 100 direct through that main purchase at Disney.
Right. And that's where I'm at. I think that I wouldn't mind getting because the contracts are all different with the years too. Because I know I believe the Riviera is a 50 year, but Old Key West is 28 left on that.
Yeah, so I think they're all 50. It's just how much ever they have left on the resale.
Okay.
I have Vero Beach, and I think it's 22 years left, maybe something like that.
Okay. So all right. So that's cool. So you don't even have to get one of the Disney resorts. I mean, it is, but not in Orlando.
Yeah. So they have Hilton Head, they have Vero Beach, they have Alani, which is in Hawaii. They're not technically on property. I think Vero Beach is approximately 98 miles, I think, from Disney World. But you can get one of those, and it's considered DVC too. The factor is that whatever your home resort is, you can book out 11 months ahead of time. You can only book 7 months out ahead of time at the other ones. So that's going to be your downfall. Is if you get one of those that's not on property and they fill up fast.
Right.
If you get one of those that's not on property, you have to book it only 7 months out as opposed to the 11 months that you can at your home resort. So you're going to want a home resort that's at least in Disney World at some point in time.
And Nicole just said in the chat too, she wants a contract through Disney Direct for 100 points for the benefit and perks.
Yep.
And now the buy the resale points later. And I agree with that. So, but necessarily you don't have to get the 100. Like you could, can you buy direct through Old Key West for 50?
No,
or
you
is it 75? I have the book here.
They just upped it. They just upped everything to 100 now. So you have to buy everything.
Everything is 100. Okay.
Yeah, but the key is that you have your own.
It's 100, but it's a lot cheaper at Old Key West.
That's what it is, right? That's considered resale. So Disney has their own resale market now, and it's those older resorts that have become available, and so that's technically buying resale. If you want to buy direct, you have to buy either Riviera or the one at Wilderness Lodge, which is
I know what you're talking about.
I can't remember what it's called.
I just saw it too.
Boulder Ridge. What is it?
Copper Creek. Oh, Copper Creek. Yep, Copper Creek.
So you can buy those two still direct from Disney at a straight rate. And then if you want to buy at any of the other resorts like Old Key West or Animal Kingdom Lodge, if they have them available, that's considered resale. But the difference between buying resale through Disney and not buying it through Disney is if you buy 100 points through Disney, it still counts as your full membership benefits. Your contract just isn't the 50 years. It's whatever's left on that contract.
Okay. All right. I get that. Nicole also said that Riviera scared us because of the restriction on the resale.
Yep. They've implemented new policies on the resale, which are not great, I don't think, but
I forget what they were.
Well, they're starting to put restrictions in so that you can't just go sell anywhere. Like there's two pretty decent sized resale markets around. One of them is DVCstore.com. The other one is DVC retail market or resale market. DVC resale market's the biggest resale market.
What about David's DVC?
That's just like I think that's just like a rental or you could probably buy direct through them, I'm assuming, but they're not as big as the other two.
Yeah, they're probably I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
So, but Disney does actually have two resale markets that are Disney approved. And that's Fidelity Resales and Vacatia. So you can, I don't know if that gives you the full benefits if you go through those two, but now when I was just down there whenever we were just down there in January, I asked one of the DVC people and they told me that they actually have their own resale program as well. And it's like you said, buying like Old Key West or those other ones. Right. It's for the duration of the length of the contract that remains. And you do get them at a discounted rate, but it is considered full benefits because you're buying directly through Disney.
I wanted to buy direct through Disney. Nicole, come on up here for like 20 minutes. The spaghetti's not going to overcook.
I'm welcoming Mrs. Galaxy too.
Oh, what's going on?
Mrs. Galaxy's here.
Mrs. Galaxy, what's up? Thanks for being here. She's the best. So real quick, I have the two ways of paying this. I mean, you could pay it off, I guess, in full, but he gave us some information. So if you wanted to put 20% down on the Riviera, which is $3,760, your 10-year loan payment would be $198.67, and that would be at a 9.99 APR. Also, that doesn't include the annual dues, which are $831 a year, or an additional $69.25 added on to that $198. The other way he showed us that we could do it, if we wanted to put 50% down, and like I said, this is if you weren't paying it all off in full. So this was 50% down. So real quick, the Riviera is $188 a point. So 100 points is $18,800. So if you're putting 50% down, which is $9,400, they could finance it over a year, which is going to cost you $806.65 a month for the 1 year. And the APR is going to be 5.45%. And also, in addition, the dues, which is another $69.25 per month for the year, or $831 in full. So that's the other thing too. I mean, $831 for dues for a year. The way Nicole books a trip, if you already have the annual pass, we've been doing trips for like less than $1,000 with the airfare being super cheap, and then staying at a value resort with the pass holder discount. So that's an example right there why I don't think we've done it just yet, just because I don't know, the dudes alone, I feel like one vacation for us.
Well, and so it again, and this is not right for everybody. It's 100% not right for everybody. And I was against it at the beginning because I just didn't understand everything. But thanks to Shep getting me involved in it, and I've done a lot of research now. I've gone through the resale market. Now I'm going through direct market. But the
are you in a contract right now directly, or are you?
I'm not in a contract yet. I'm in a process of purchasing a direct contract, but I'm debating waiting because there's a new resort coming out in 2022, and even though I want my points, I want to get more points now. In 2022, they're opening a new one. It's called the Villas at Reflections. It says a Lakeside Lodge. Okay. And it's actually going to be the largest right now. Saratoga Springs is the largest at 888 units. This will have 900 units. And but I think it's going to be strategically located to where it's going to be most of the DVC resorts,
You could jump on the boat to Magic Kingdom.
You jump on the boat. It's going to be a good location, and that matters a lot to me because you can get the Animal Kingdom Lodge villas, but they're way even past the Animal Kingdom. So you got to come all the way back to Animal Kingdom, and it's forever.
Go to Magic Kingdom, it's forever. Yeah,
most of the DVCs tend to be around Epcot, between Epcot and Disney Springs, a little bit north of that, and it's just strategically located right in the middle of Disney World. This one wouldn't be too bad. From what I understand, it's going to be up closer to Wilderness Lodge. That's not been confirmed yet, but I think it's actually going to go like near where Riverside is. Which was it Riverside? That was not Riverside.
The water park, right?
River Country. Thank you.
River Country. Yeah, I
think that's where it's going to go.
Yeah, that's exactly where it's going to go. Yep.
I think I want to buy that one because that was a really good location.
Yep.
So I'm debating. I know we're going to talk about the Riviera here in a minute because you stayed there. I love the Riviera, but it is not a Disney themed hotel to me. It's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong, it's gorgeous, but I lost a lot of the Disney feel when I was in there. And it just depends on what you're looking for your vacation. I'm debating between doing the new one, and I'm also debating between doing one of the older ones like Animal Kingdom Lodge, which Animal Kingdom Lodge is probably my favorite. No, Polynesian is my favorite, but Animal Kingdom Lodge is probably my really close favorite, and it's only usually 8 points a night during the off-peak seasons. So I'm not sure what I want to do yet, but I am going to purchase a full contract.
What did Nicole just say here? I just highlighted it. Sorry. Do you think Disney will impose the same restrictions with the new DVC resort?
Going forward, yes. I think everything in the past will be grandfathered in, though.
Yeah, I would agree. What was I going to say? I was just going to say something. So for instance, the Riviera being 188 a point. I thought that was really high until I actually looked at the book, and the Polynesian was, I think, 235. And I wanted to say the Yacht Club Beach Club was 255.
If you're buying them on resale right now,
if you're buying direct resale, those probably
direct resale.
Yeah. I mean, this point system is just crazy. I love Saratoga Springs. We've stayed at the only one I don't think we stayed at is Animal Kingdom. Saratoga Springs was one of my favorites. I like the golf course. I like how you can walk to Disney Springs if you're staying, because Saratoga Springs is huge. It's almost like the Caribbean Beach Resort. We have, I think, 5 or 6 bus stops. We love staying at Congress Park because we could walk to. It wasn't too far from the pool area, and it was kind of in between the pool area and Disney Springs, so you could actually walk to Disney Springs. I think it was less than a half a mile, which is really nothing when you're talking walking Disney. I love that resort a lot. I really love the beach club just because of the the Stormalong pool. What is it? Storm something pool?
The Bay.
Stormaway Bay. I don't know. My favorite pool. That was the one thing with the Riviera. I love the resort. I get what you're saying. It was definitely European feel to it. Our balcony, you could see the Epcot ball in Epcot Forever, which still felt like it was a Disney resort. But the pool, I didn't like the pool. The slide was okay, and it just didn't seem that big to me, and there was nothing that wowed me about the pool area. So no, I know Nicole loved it. Nicole loved everything about the Riviera. I did too. I loved it was amazing. The room alone, I mean, but that had a lot to do with it because we were in one of the handicap rooms when we purchased a studio and they didn't have any left. So we ended up getting that for some reason. We went and spoke with the front desk and they immediately upgraded us. I talked about this last week on my trip review, but it was like night and day. I think that room goes for $1,080 a night where we paid, I think, $400 for a studio and they upgraded us, no extra charge, and threw in 12 fast passes alone. Was beyond like what they should have done.
Mm-hmm.
Their room was I think what really did it for Nicole. But you're not going to get that room when we go. I mean, if you're at DVC there, that was like a one-time special.
Yeah. So basically, excuse me. Basically, you're gonna here'd be my philosophy, and some people have asked about the points and everything. So if I have a 50-point contract, that is roughly $400 for maintenance fees, depending on where it's going to be at. It's going to be different everywhere you go. So I paid $5,000 for 50 points one time. Again, I can get that one as low as 8 points if I wanted to. So I could get 6 nights out of it and then you can buy points for $25 a point extra. So for $50, I could get an extra 2 points, or I'm sorry, for $150, I could get the extra 6 points I want to stay 7 nights, or I could just stay 6 nights and have 2 points left over, however you want to do it.
Oh, so you can do that. You can buy single points like that?
You can buy single points at $25 a point is what it was. I haven't tried it in a while, so I don't know, but I think it's $25 a point. You can buy additional points at the resort that you're staying at, though. You can't like go here and then buy 25 points over at Polynesian.
Right.
Like that. So,
yeah, that makes sense.
So my maintenance fees are about $450 a year. So I paid a one-time fee of basically after fees and everything. I actually bought it less than that, but after fees and everything, I paid about $5,000 for 50 points. So
that's great.
That's not bad. But again, not direct, so I don't get all the benefits, but I still get to go to the top of the world as long as I'm staying on property, and I still get there's another benefit. I cannot remember what that other benefit is.
I was just going to say, can you elaborate on the benefits of being?
Well, realistically, if you're just through resale, there's only 2 real benefits you get. One is that you get to go to top of the world lounge as long as you stay on property. Outside of that, there's nothing real. And the other benefits, though, when you are an actual direct DVC member, are very, very similar to annual pass holder rates. And actually, sometimes their pass holder rates are better. This pass holder benefits, but for the most part, you're going to save anywhere from, mostly it's 10%, but you're going to save anywhere from 10 to 20% on all your meals, depending on where you go. You're going to save 10, 15 to 20%.
What's up, Dougie?
What's up, Dougie? You're going to save somewhere between 10, 15, and 20%, mostly 10% at all the shopping around the different parks and in Disney Springs. You can get some exclusive experiences, which this is where they have the Disney Vacation Club Moonlight Magic events.
Yes. So now they're doing them once a month, right?
I think they're doing them.
That's what I think Corey mentioned, that they were doing them once a month.
But that's only for DVC members. That's your real big benefit between that and the fact that you get a discounted rate, or you're able to purchase the Florida rate of gold member pass holder. That's really the 2 big benefits. And you can also get some more, like you get $10 off the balloon thing, which you'll never do at Disney Springs.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. And we're going to live stream that.
So, I mean, you get all that kind of stuff. You can get stroller rentals, things like that. But a lot of that, like I said, is mostly all the same as annual pass holder things, with the exception of the Moonlight Magic and the fact that you can buy pass holder through the Florida resident rate.
Well, see, that's the huge thing for me. That's where I really started getting on that other side of now I want to be DVC because of that alone, just because they've gone up so much with the pass holders. If I can get that annual rate, still get that week of Disney from DVC, and now already I'm getting that rate so cheap. Now I'm like, all right, well, let's go more than once a year. Let's find those deals like we've been doing the last 3 years, and keep it going. I know Nicole's aunt and uncle, they live across the street, and they got Saratoga for $67 a point back in the day, and they've got a ton of them. And I'm so jealous. But they do the Moonlight DVC stuff, and they said it's not that busy. It seems like that's just a huge benefit.
It is a benefit. It would be a massive benefit. And then the difference between, again, the gold pass is $699 compared to like the $1,100 that we had to pay for the platinum.
Right.
But the gold pass themselves, is basically the Florida rate. So that is your biggest benefit, is that you can buy that. Now, the Gold Pass does have blackout dates.
And you can't do the water parks, right, with that one?
It has admission to almost all the times through the 4 main parks. It doesn't have the water parks.
Right.
It still is park hopper, so you can go from park to park. You get free parking at the theme parks. You get the photo pass, which comes with it, which is a lot of the main things. And then you do get special offers when you go to actually book your resorts, you can get the special offers and rates. But it does have blackout dates, and those blackout dates are.
What's up, Dev?
Again, what's up, Dev? The blackout dates are those, of course, are right now. It's December 19th through the 31st. It's January 1st and 2nd. It's April 4th through the 17th. And those are really the 3. So it's basically leading up from the right before Christmas through the end of the year and through the new year. And then the 2 weeks for what people overlap spring break. So those are going to be your blackout dates.
And you know what? Those dates aren't going to affect me. So that's why
you say that, but they would have affected me if I was on that Gold Pass, because I'm going for the Star Wars run in April, which falls on those dates.
Oh, it does. Oh, see, that's all right. I didn't read that. I wasn't even thinking that with the Star Wars. Okay.
And we always talk about wanting, we want to make it an annual thing to go down for New Year's Eve. That's also blacked out. And
if I thought it was just Christmas. All right. So New Year's Eve is blacked out as well. That whole week.
Yeah. This year it was December 19th through January 2nd.
So Dev had a quick question. Great information, guys. I'm close to buying into DVC. How many points typically do you use for a week stay? And hello to everyone. We were just talking about that, and it varies. I don't even know how to answer that question.
Yeah. So basically, you can get them as low as 8 points. Like Saratoga Springs, I know I can get as low as 8 for the. When I'm going, I'm using my DVC points in April, and they're at that time they're 20 points a night. So depending on where you want to go at a let's say a less expensive DVC resort, I would say an average of 20 points a night is probably pretty accurate.
Yeah.
On a random given time throughout the year. Again, you can get them a little bit cheaper than that, as low as 8 points a night. You can get them a lot higher than that as well, depending on when you go. So anywhere between 15 and 20 points is probably an average. Again, depending on how you vacation, depending on what time of year you go.
Yeah, I mean, these charts really break it down. So right here, I got Saratoga, and they have Adventure Season, Choice Season, Dream Season, Magic Season, and Premier Season, which is those dates you said in April and Christmas and New Year's, which, for instance, jumps up to 25 points on a weekend day for those dates, and 20 during the week. As an example, if you were going anywhere from October 1st to November 24th, you're paying 12 points instead of 25 points. So that's like half. I mean,
it's all about the timing of when
it's all going. Yeah, the timing and the points in. And that's for deluxe studios. If you want to go to a 1-bedroom, and it completely jumps, like almost doubles, if not more. But I don't know. After this whole, and it was so cool because I really encourage, if you're thinking about to go on the tour that all the Disney DVC resorts have, because there's no pressure. I've gone through timeshares before where if you don't, I felt like if you don't buy it by the time you leave, they're not letting you leave. Disney wasn't like that. Very laid back. They don't have to sell you like that. They don't have to hustle you. They're going to sell them one way or another. The guy was actually like, if you don't buy this at 188 point, it's going to go up. I think it's actually went up 7 points. I think it was 195 this week or the following week coming. And then, in a couple of years, it's going to be like 221, 225. So they probably prefer you not to buy right off the bat, because they're going to get more for it later on.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's Disney. They're not hurting. So there's no need to hustle. And they were so great. Laid back. It was only 1 hour, and we got an additional. I told you how we got the 12 fast passes when they upgraded our room. We got another 3 additional fast passes and $150 gift card, which for an hour's time, for actual information that you want to know, it was definitely worth it.
Yeah. And real quick, Being the Girls has asked, was the deal buying resale worth it? To me, it was definitely worth it. So you can buy contracts that have double and triple points on them, which means that they're left over that people didn't use, that you can use when you first buy them. And then you also, again, it depends on how you want to vacation. If you want the full extent of benefits, like Zip is saying, getting the Gold Pass, which I cannot do anyways. So because it affects the times that I go. So it's not really that big of a benefit to me to go in there, except the fact that you can go to all the other DVC lounges outside of Top of the World. I still want it, and I'm still going to get the full direct benefits just because I want my little blue card that you get. But
do you have that blue card on you?
I don't get an actual blue card.
Oh, I want to see.
I don't get the real blue card. Shep has one.
Does he?
I don't get the actual blue card because I didn't buy direct. But buying DVC resale was well worth it if you don't care about all the extras. Like the big extra is the fact that you can buy a Florida resident gold pass. Even though it does have blackout dates, you can get it for $699 as opposed to $1,100 that you have to pay for. On the flip end, I had to pay the $5,000 one time for 50 points. I can go every year for 5 to 7 days. And every year outside that first year paying, now going that 5 to 7 days is only going to cost me $450 every year. If I go to stay at Pop Century for 7 days, I'm going to be paying around $1,000 to $1,100 a night. And that's the value resorts. So I'm going to be paying half the cost to stay at a really, really nice resort from here on out for the next 22 years. I'm going to pay the half the cost for a week than I am if I was to stay at Pop Century or the All Stars. So for me, yes, it's definitely worth it. Again, if you're 100% money conscious, it's probably not for you, to be honest, because you're probably going to want to stay at the value resorts all the time. You're not going to put the money up front. Again, the benefits, as long as you're an annual pass holder, the benefits really aren't that much greater, except for the fact that you can get the gold pass annual pass holder as opposed to the platinum.
Right. And that's where I'm at. And that's where we're wrestling with. We're trying to decide that. I think eventually we're going to be.
Yeah. And Nicole makes a great point too. They are deeded. So you can leave them in a will to you can will them to your kids or family members going forward. So it is your property. You own that. And it's not like your typical timeshare. Mm-hmm. They do it a whole lot different. And it's not like you have to, they don't charge you a whole bunch of points to go stay at a different resort that's not your home resort and all that. It's a matter of how many points you have and the fact that you can only book 7 months in advance as opposed to 11 months in advance.
Right. And that's the other thing too, because when we were talking about it, and I'm like, well, why don't we just get like a 28-year contract or a 30-year contract? Why? I'm like, we might not be into Disney because I'm 57, so that would mark 30 years. That'd be 80. No, just kidding. But I'm like, I don't, what if we're not into Disney? Why we get a 50-year contract? And she made that point where you could, deed it to PJ, and it makes more sense. And then it seems like everybody that I know, and I don't know too many people that sell it, but if you sell it, you're getting your money's back. It's not like you're losing money on this. So it's almost like
it depends how you want
investment. Yeah. It's a really good investment. So I think
too, though, Disney owns first right of refusal to all DVC.
Right.
And through a resale market that they approve or not, or if it's done directly through DVC. And Dougie does say you do get a discount on all your other annual passes as well. I think it's about $100 total off the platinum pass. Mm-hmm. So there is a little bit of a deal, but if you're deciding whether to spend $18,000 to save $100 a year, I would say don't do it. But
right.
If you're going for the gold pass, then for sure that's the way you want to go. And
one other note I wanted to tell you guys about, the DVC guy that was giving us a tour. And Nicole, you could probably chime in on this. He was actually, they probably do this for everyone, but it's probably like that last pitch to put you over the edge. He was going to throw in, because I don't know exactly. I guess you don't get the points right away when you first go, or right when you first purchase. I think you have to wait out a year or something. They were throwing in 100 points from 2019, in addition to the 2020 points, which I think we were getting on June 1st if we purchased it this last week. So you're automatically getting like 200 points right away. So that was kind of another. Steve is like the man. He was. I asked everybody but him to come on today. I said, I'm going to do this, and Steve, you're not coming on because you're sick. And he's like, I want to miss it for the world. And here he is fighting a cold. You're the best, Steve.
Thank you. You're the best, buddy. And hey, Russ Stapleton.
All right. So Nicole says here, Nicole, it'd be easier if you were next to me. You pick your first used month.
You pick your first use month. What's she talking about there?
So
when you buy direct
yeah. I guess you pick the month that you're like starting, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You do, and if you buy resale, it's already set for you. So like mine is in December. So my basically my year starts over in December. So I have to use the current year's, I have to use the previous year's points by December, and I have to use the current year's points by December, or I have to bank them. I'm sorry, it's by like November. I think you gotta do it a month and ahead of time. So if I'm not going to use them this year, I got to bank them or you lose them. So
you do so you can lose points.
If you don't bank them or use them after the year, they only carry over 1 year. Kind of like vacation time. If you get vacation time carryover,
yep.
And it's only to your anniversary date. So like my anniversary date's December, which means I have till November to decide either. I have to use them by December 2nd, I think it is. And by November 2nd or October 2nd, somewhere in there, I have to either book them or, I have to either bank them to next year or I have to use them by December 2nd.
So do you have to like officially tell them you're banking them or you'll lose them?
Yeah, okay. You have to call up DVC, go through the system, and bank your points for next year. And you have a set date, and it's not your anniversary date. Mine's December 2nd, but I think I had to do it by October 2nd, somewhere in there. It was in my contract when I purchased it. I was buying it right at the banking date.
Okay.
So one of the caveats to that was that the people had to bank the points from last year into next year. That way I wouldn't lose them, because by the time the contract would have gone through, it would have been past my banking ability date.
Okay. So I don't think I'll ever have a problem if we join about banking, because I'm just going to be borrowing. I'm just going to borrow as much as I can.
Just keep in mind though, if you borrow from the next year, that leaves you less points.
I know.
If you want to go every other year, you could do that though. Say you have 100 points this year, and say you wanted, which you can go and spend the money on hotels, but if you want to go DVC hotel every other year, you take your 100 points, borrow next year's 100 points, and take a really nice one at 200 points this year. Don't go DVC next year and then do the same thing the following year.
All right. Yeah, no, that's smart. I was going to say, it's like my dynasty fantasy football team. I trade draft picks out 2-3 years because I don't care about that. I want to win now.
Yeah.
So give me the players. I'll trade you the picks.
But you can only do it for 1 year.
I want Disney now.
You can only do it 1 year though.
You only can do it 1 year. Okay.
You can only borrow points from next year, and that's it.
That's good. That can contain me. I feel safe that we could do that, because I feel like I'd be like, all right, we can't go to Disney for 20 years. I used all the points. And guys, don't forget, Stacy, thank you for posting that. I thought it was 9 p.m., but it's 9:30 p.m. on theliveplace.com with Dean, Rob Fuzz, Jim for More Sunshine, please. They're doing a special edition. I think it's 6 episodes they're going to do on the fifth gate.
That's the first episode.
Right. But I think they're going to do 6. I
don't remember how many total there are.
Okay. But it starts tonight, 9:30 over at the liveplace.com. Don't miss out on that. Thank you, Stacy.
Dougie says 6 Steve sounds dangerous, getting action hero vibes from the voice. Hey, look, I'm very, very happy to be this good. I had the flu, started Friday, and last night it was really terrible. Jim says, yes, it is 6 episodes. Last night was really terrible, and this morning was rough, and then I started feeling better around noon today. So,
and Jim, you're going live at 7:30, correct? I just wanted to make sure on that as well. But yeah, I mean, last night, Steve, you were a trooper doing your live stream, and you had 110 there, and I can't believe we have 82 here tonight. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the like button. Do it for Steve. He should be in bed, but he's here. He's the best. Yeah. So like you said, you already have resale, and you're going to be going direct. I think it's inevitable. I think we'll definitely and Shep's both too.
He's direct. He's
direct and resale.
And the bad part is, if you're going to do it, you need to do it soon, because they keep upping the ante to get in.
They do,
and they kept decreasing membership benefits for resale markets. So it used to be you had the same benefits really if you were resale or not. Then it wound up cutting it back to certain things. Then this right before I got in, it was still 75 points, but if you went to 75 points through resale, you were still able to get full benefits. Well, they canceled that right before I got in. Now you have to go direct through Disney, and they cut the membership benefits for resale back to, again, just getting into top of the world, and then whatever the one other one was. So
yeah, and that whole thing with the Disney has the right of first refusal. We were one of my friends, he was selling his Polynesian, and he was going to give it to us for like ridiculous. I think it was 15 grand, which was well below. I think it would turn out to be like 123 a point, which was super cheap. And Nicole was telling me, she's like, we're not going to get it for that price, because Disney's got the right, and they're just going to come and sweep that right out from under us. So that's the other thing is, You're not going to get like an unbelievable deal through the resale, but it's definitely cheaper than going direct. But
I got mine
with
for
the points.
$69 a point is what mine wound up being, and that's at Vero Beach though. So if you were to go onto the Disney resale market right now, if you sort by,
and real quick, you don't have to ever stay at that resort, right? You can always
no. So not at all. You don't have to stay there at all. And basically what it is though is you can book out there 11 months in advance. You can book out on Disney property or any other resort that's not your home resort 7 months in advance. And you do be careful. But there's a contract right now for Vero Beach. Most of them are for Vero Beach and Hilton Head. That's just kind of where they go. If they have one in the park, people don't generally get rid of them as well, or you're going to pay a lot more. But there's a Vero Beach contract right now for $55 a point, but it's 450 points, and they've already used up 2020s. So you're going to be buying into a contract which basically makes the total price $24,750, and you're not going to get them till March of 2021. But that's a good deal at $55 a point. Then they also have 250 point contracts, which still have 2020 available, and they're about $65 a point. So at $250, you're going to spend $16,250. Again, that's a lot of points, 250 points.
Right.
So you just got to look at what's best for you. If you're just looking at getting in to any contract whatsoever, hey Jeff, if you're looking at getting into a Disney contract at all, there's a 50 point contract very similar to what I bought right now for $4,250. It's that's $85 a point. But it's only 50 points. And again, they only have 2 left from 2020 and 23 left from 2021. So you got to watch that as well. But they have they do have the small contracts just so you can say, hey, I'm DVC and you have 50 points to use.
Right.
So.
And Nicole said they have high maintenance fees?
No, they're not really high. Not the resale fee. Mine was very low. Comparatively, I thought. So I don't want to disclose what Shep pays in his fees, but mine are only $400 for the year. So, which is very inexpensive. Bad, yeah. No, that's very inexpensive for what I have.
Yeah, and you're talking Riviera. What was that? $831 a year.
Yeah.
For this, or is that the same thing? The annual dues and the maintenance fees, is that the same thing?
Yes. I only pay $400 for both. The total. Okay. But yeah, they can, depending on where you go though, those prices can be outrageous. The maintenance fees.
Right.
But I just happen to get one that's not.
I don't know, Steve. I think we should just have a this and that trip to your home resort.
I'll be there in April. You guys want to come join?
Riviera. Vero Beach. Yeah, we should go there. Check it out. Take a tour. Steve, we're here for Steve's World. All things fun. Show us around. So
what I want to do is I want to buy obviously direct, but I want to build up about 250 points is what I want. And that'll pay for pretty much all of my trips every year. But the other thing is too, you can save them up and go take a trip to Hawaii at Alani Resort, which is what I know Shep and I have talked about that for a while, although he'd be killed if he didn't take his wife. But
maybe we'll just do all family trips. Let's all go. We'll take all the families.
If you get enough rooms, you can do that. So I don't know. That's kind of where I want to do. Vero Beach is $9.58 per point. Saratoga is only $6.40 per point. Is that that's maintenance fees. So again, it just depends on where you're at.
Yeah. This Shep. What's up, Shep? I don't know. I'm still up in the air. I think eventually we're going to do it when the time's right, which I think is sooner than later. And I personally want Saratoga. I know Nicole wants Riviera.
That's actually what I want as well for my direct contract. That's where I'm staying in April. So but I think the contract on that is only 22 years? I think it is. Saratoga Springs.
Saratoga. And the golfing was so cheap, Steve. So I golfed with my wife's uncle, right? And that's his home resort is Saratoga. We went and we only played 9 holes. But it was $22, right, for 9 holes at this course, and this is a pretty decent size. It's a nice golf course with cot, and you got breakfast with coffee, and then 1 drink after, which you could get a adult beverage if you wanted for I think it was $22 or $24 a person.
Yep.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?" It was so crazy.
Well, and again, I'm staying. Saratoga is actually, I think, got 34 more years on its contract. So, so that's a decent one to have because you're gonna have it for 34 more years. And that's where I'm staying in April. So that's kind of why I want to go down there and check out that resort because that's one of the ones I'm considering.
So you haven't stayed at Saratoga?
Never been to Saratoga.
That was our, it's got a special place in my heart because that was our very first hotel.
Oh,
and
really?
Our very first trip in May of 2017. That was our very first one. Like I say, we stayed at that Congress Park because there's a lot of, how big it is. We've talked about it, but Congress Park was like the perfect location, I felt.
Well, Saratoga Springs is right across the lake from Disney Springs.
You can take a boat or walk.
Yep, and it's real close to Typhoon Lagoon. It's real close. Typhoon Lagoon, Epcot, Hollywood Studios. It's right in the middle of Disney World, basically, and it's just off to the east a little bit. So everything is relatively close, and hopefully one day they make the Skyliner go to all these resorts as well. So, but outside of that, though, you're halfway between Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, so it's not terrible.
Right. Yeah. I liked because we also stayed at Bay Lake on that trip, and Bay Lake's great. The location's great. You can watch the Magic Kingdom. You're on the monorail. That's amazing. But I felt like I was at a hotel at the Bay Lake. We're on the 11th floor. Blah blah blah. Saratoga felt like you were at a resort. I think there was only max 2, maybe 3 levels. It just had that feeling of Florida, and I don't know. I love Saratoga. For the price, I love Saratoga. I mean, my favorite is Yacht Club, hands down, over all the resorts. But
Yacht Club is probably the best located DVC resort in all of Disney because it is smack dab in the middle of Walt Disney World. It's literally right between Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
And it's near Jelly Rolls. That's all we have to say.
Well, yeah, too. But Boardwalk would probably be the best one to get.
Right. We stayed at the Boardwalk, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it as much as Yacht Club and Beach Club. Yeah,
When I stay at a hotel, it's not necessarily for the ambiance of how it goes. I don't go to the pool like you guys do. I don't do all that. But what I do, I enjoy a big sleeping. I like to be able to sleep and comfortably. But then I like location means more to me than anything. And that Beach Club, Boardwalk would be right near Jelly Rolls, Atlantic Dance Hall. You could walk to Epcot, take the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios, never have to jump on a bus for any of that, just to go to Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And something else I saw Nicole and Walt, Dougie talking about the contract years. It's usually always 50 years. They institute 50-year contracts, and I believe once they're over, of course, they haven't had one happen yet, but once they're over, I think they're going to renew them for 50 years again. That might change, but the new ones right now are all 50-year contracts.
Nice. And that's another thing. You're saying location, and by staying at Pop and Riviera on our last trip, I'm telling you, the Skyliner was absolutely mint. Hashtag money, hashtag mint, hashtag anything good, because I think we only took a couple of buses to the Magic Kingdom or whatever. It was seamless. I think we had to stop for a couple seconds at one point. So if there's no downtime while you're on it, it is just no wait. There was never a wait, even leaving the parks. Just jump on. It was smooth. It was fast. You got right off, and you're right in the middle on Hourglass Lake, where if you're staying out of Animation or Pop, you just walk right to the resorts. And Riviera was another one that was amazing. And I think if we're gonna stay, I think DVC Riviera is high on our list because of the Skyliner alone. I think that, and I hope Disney ends up adding to the Skyliner to other resorts.
The next phase should be this. They should be adding the Skyliner to Animal Kingdom and coming at least one stop from Animal Kingdom up north and connecting all the All-Star resorts, because it's terrible getting buses there. And then they should add one going to Magic Kingdom from the Riviera's main port hub. So where you get off at the Riviera, you get on another one to go to Epcot. They need to have one going the other way for Magic Kingdom. And they did that. It would reduce the traffic and complaints so much, because that Skyliner never, unless it's broken down, it never quits moving. It's a constantly moving thing. You're not waiting on anything to get there. So you just get in line, they get on the thing, and you go.
It's smooth. And I think we took it about 11 times. I think I counted 11 to 12 times. more than half, I think it was 8 times, we were by ourselves. It was just Nicole, PJ, and myself.
Yeah.
We never, it wasn't like when it first came out, I'm like, we're going to be crammed in there with, 10 people. And it's going to be a nightmare because you know how like leaving happily ever after in Magic Kingdom with the fireworks, everyone's just leaving. It's crazy. The monorails, the buses, everything's packed. But leaving Hollywood Studios and Epcot, we were on it by ourselves most of the time. And the couple times we were on it, it was actually enjoyable because there was a teacher on there. There was a couple that just moved down there, and the teacher was talking with PJ about school. And we just, you kind of, I'm a talkable, a person. I'm friendly, and I'm just willing to start up a conversation with anyone. And it was just nice to actually interact with people on it and just hear their stories. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I loved the Skyline. I think it was one of the best additions Disney's ever done.
And it is. Everybody thinks it's really confined. It is kind of confined, but it's comfortable for 10 people, at least 8 people for sure. 10 people would be, depending on the size of the people, would be a little bit different. But do you remember the couple that we saw across from us, the Nomad Lounge, the older couple? I
didn't go to Nomad with you.
Oh, you didn't? Well, they wound up riding the Skyliner with me on Monday.
Oh,
so I was like, hey, I saw you guys at the Nomad Lounge, and it just sparked a little conversation. And
I didn't even know you went to Nomad. How'd you like it?
It was okay. It was
okay. I'm gonna have to minimize you right now.
I would have rather been inside than outside. The drink selection was really good. The food was okay.
What'd you get for food?
I got the churros. They were the best churros on property.
Okay. Did you get the bread service at all?
No, we didn't. We didn't get anything like that. We just got snacks.
Okay.
He got some food. He got some something for his wife. I think it was maybe like some sliders or something like that.
Yep, we've gotten the sliders.
They were Impossible sliders, and she really liked them.
Did we get the Impossible sliders? We got some sliders. They might have been the Impossible ones. We've gotten the bread service there as an appetizer, and the wings. The wings were really good there too. But no, that's one of my favorite. I know Dave loves it there too.
Yeah.
What did Shep say here? I'll have my DVC vlog coming on in 2 weeks. Perfect. Started filming it, but need to finish it. Perfect, Shep.
Yep. Shep's doing a whole series on DVC, so he's gonna be doing an informative series, or he was at least. I don't know if he still is or not, but
now you got to do it, Shep. Yeah. And we're gonna be the first to watch it, man. We're really like everything DVC right now, and I'm glad, Steve. I'm glad you came on, and you have more knowledge than I thought you even had about this. So I'm super happy you're on here. I know Shep. I've heard Shep before talk about it, so that's why I wanted him on, because
he introduced me to it for sure. And he convinced me because I was dead set against it at first. But then the more I looked, the more it benefited the way I vacation. And he convinced me to do it. I'm in it now. I'm going for direct through. Even though it honestly,
because he's been in it for a while, I believe,
a couple of years.
Oh, okay, I thought.
The best part is though is I want direct, not for necessarily, I don't know, for the benefits, but there's DVC lounges you can go to that I want to be able to go to. And then there's, I just like the convenience of, if I'm an annual pass holder, like I am in April, when I booked my April trip, literally the only thing I had to pay for was my flight. And then I got to pay for food when I get down there. But unless I decide to do the dining plan, but I just booked my hotel using my points, which I didn't need. I mean, I had plenty of. I already had an annual pass. So to go to Disney World in April, all I have to do is book a flight. I like that convenience.
Right. And that's where I'm at. That's what the convenience I would love too. And I was just laughing inside real quick. I saw Shep say, Ryan, hey buddy. And I thought he was talking to himself in the third person.
Ryan McDowell.
And then I saw Ryan right up above him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. And you love the dining plan, which I think I think I might be on it too if we when we go in June together. Because if you're going to do it, I'll probably be doing it.
I like it a lot. I think it's very convenient. I know if Shep comes with us, we may not do it. He doesn't care. He likes it, but he doesn't like to be.
We've never used it in our 11 trips. We've never used it.
It's fantastic if it was like me and him going 100%, we'd use it 100%. It's if we have 1,000 people coming, like have been coming on the last few trips, then you want to hang out with all those people. Then you don't want all the dining reservations. So it just depends on how you like to. I like to get away and I like to eat at those sit down restaurants. You don't get to experience them a lot. And if you do that, you can experience them. But it just depends on how you want a vacation.
Right. And plus with it depends on how you like to eat too. If you're going to order the most expensive thing on the menu and you're going to get an alcoholic beverage with it, it's going to be, I know you've done the figures. It benefited you. And And that's how I would like to eat. I would like to eat the steaks, and I would like to have the cocktails with it. And with P, sorry, real quick with Nicole and PJ, like PJ, it's tough to call audibles with him because we never know how tired he is. We missed a lot of things on this last trip with we were at Ohana's, and then we're going to go back to Happily Ever After, and then we ended up just crashing in the room with him. That was I think the Disney that night when I went out with you guys. But so there's things with PJ and Nicole that it's mostly PJ. He doesn't eat a lot for one thing, so the dining packages wouldn't be like beneficial for us to go with him. Plus, we're always like, okay, let's just go grab something real quick at the food court or whatever in our resorts. But if I'm like going with you and we're going to have dinners out every night and stuff, I'm 100% on board.
Well, we'll have to see how, again, me, you, and Shep all be in the same room, so we'll do it together. But worst case scenario is we do the quick service dining. That way you don't have anything planned, but you still get all the snack credits in the dining and it's already paid for. You just go up to any quick service and you just eat. So, and Stacy asked about getting a discount on Disney Cruise Line. You don't get a discount on the cruise line, but you can use your points for the cruise line. And I think they discount it like 30% off of what it would cost you or something like that for the regular resort. But you can use DVC points, which I would not recommend doing because you're losing your money. But they do have DVC points that you can use. You can use your DVC points on cruises.
Yeah, and Shep, what did he just say? They have special DVC cruises, but they're at regular price.
Yes.
Interesting.
So you don't save any money, basically. And if you're going to use your DVC points that you paid X amount of dollars for, it's a lot cheaper to just book the cruise yourself and not waste your points.
I'm still that the whole cruise thing is going to be another show completely in its entirety because I've never been on a cruise. I don't think I want to go on a cruise.
Well, we're going next year if you want to go with us.
I mean, I saw Poseidon, and I don't think I can go on a cruise.
Oh, geez.
There's a few ways I don't want to die. I don't want to die with a rogue wave. That I don't want to die in an avalanche, so I don't go skiing. I don't want to die under icy water, so I don't go ice fishing. There's a few reasons.
So real quick, I've been on a few cruises, but they've not been Disney. I'm going on my first Disney cruise next year. I'm trying to get you guys to go with me, so I didn't know you were afraid of that.
Well, Nicole wants to go, so I'm going to eventually go. And when you guys go,
but I went during hurricane season once.
Oh,
and
heck
I'm
no.
sorry, no, I didn't. The one I'm talking about is not during hurricane. We went in January. So the difference between the Bahamas in January and here in January is about 80 degrees. So we left, and it's when you go from cold to warm water and warm to cold water, it's very choppy,
right?
Very aggressive. You get.
I just want to stay in warm water.
It's hard. You chop, you hit water. It was really bad, but it was gorgeous the whole entire way. The cruise was well worth it. On the way back, we were making good time. We hit the difference between hot and cold water, and it threw me out of bed in the middle of the night.
Really?
It was that hard of a hit. The captain came over in the middle of the night, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and said, "Nope. We're going to have to slow down.
You're not helping the process here with
or,
me, Steve.
Or we're going to rip a hole in the boat." So they know what they're doing. It's just they're awesome, and I want to do the Disney cruise so bad. I want to do the small one and the big one because there's a lot of different things involved with both different cruises.
And they both go to the island, right? Castaway Cay or Castaway?
They go to different places. Most of them all end up in Castaway Cay because
that's the Disney island, right?
Disney's island.
Yeah, I've seen some vlogs on that. I do want to go
anywhere from like 3, 5, and 7 day cruises to and they go different ways around the Caribbean. One of them goes around the other side near in the Pacific. So
real quick, Jim from More Sunshine, please, is leaving in mods. If you can start throwing his link because we're gonna send everyone over there in a minute. That'd be awesome. Bye, Jim. But yeah, go ahead, Steve. Go ahead. Sorry, I was meaning to cut you off.
2K is pronounced key, believe it or not. So Castaway, it's called Castaway Cay.
Castaway Cay. All right. Hey, I'm pretty good at pronunciations, Stacy. So
well, you just mispronounced pronunciation.
I'm the worst. But real quick, I mean, we could talk about this forever. I think eventually, and you guys will be in the loop because you guys are our life, and Disney's our life, and I'm sure we'll be doing DVC any day now.
I would highly recommend it, but I would recommend you don't finance it because
right, because you're going to pay a lot more than 188 a point or whatever it is.
I mean, that's still a lot of extra money that you're paying. I mean, I would, if possible, you save up the money beforehand and you buy it that way, because you're going to save a whole lot of money.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's why we haven't done it yet, just because we're like, do we want to throw that chunk down on that, or I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. But if it's not an option, definitely at least to get it, go.
Yeah. I mean, and like I said, the biggest thing is I want to have that cheap annual pass just so we can get it and go anytime we want. Yeah. And to get it through DVC when you're getting the week and you're staying there and you're also getting the discounted annual pass rate, and you can still additionally go other weeks, I'm all on board.
Just miss the 2 weeks in April and the 2 weeks from December to January 2nd.
So, yeah, that's going to be tough because I really want to go there New Year's Eve. That's one. Christmas I'm okay with, because
spring break will affect you.
Right. Well, we're not going to. I mean, the prices for airline is like crazy for that week, so we don't even look at that week. But that's it. All right, guys, it's been an hour. Last week I went way over. I went over on Jim and Walt a little bit, so I don't want to do that this week. Real quick, Steve, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it, buddy. You have so much knowledge on all things fun, including DVC. You're the best, buddy. You guys, we're going to go over to More Sunshine, Please, Jim. Tell them Zip and Steve sent us. And real quick, before I go, I just dropped the Riviera Resort Tour, since we're talking about DVC tonight. Worked really hard on it. Really loved the way it came out. Guys, go check it out. I think you'll like it too, especially if you're looking at staying there. Steve, you got anything you want to add before we take off?
Just the fact that Dougie just said Steve pronunciation properly is the best thing I've ever heard. It's joyous. But thank you to everybody for being here, and thank you for all the get better wishes. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Steve, honestly,
thank you, buddy.
Get better. Yes, and Ryan, thank you. And Ryan says it perfectly. Bop that like button before you guys all head out tonight. Oh, wait, Jenna's here. What's up, Jenna? All right, we're gonna stay another hour. Jenna's here. No, we're signing off. Jenna, thank you for swinging in here real quick. And you guys, Walt and Melissa are going live at 8:00 over there, and Mouse Talk. Don't forget them. And 9:30. liveplace.com. Go check them out with Rob Fuzz and Jim from More Sunshine, Please. Again, Jim's doing a doubleheader tonight with the Fifth Gate, their first episode out of 6. It's going to be great. Go check them out. Tell them we all said hi. We love you. Thank you. We'll see you next Tuesday. This and That tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Don't miss that, part 2 of our trip. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, chat. We love you guys. Have a good night.